Today, we're making rich, decadent French country pâté. Trust me, you don't have to be a fancy French chef to make pâté for your own picnic. Historically, the tricky part about making pâté is that it involves a lot of steps, but it's also really easy to overcook. That won't happen here because we're cooking ours sous vide with Joule. You can walk away while it cooks and come back knowing your pâté will be amazing. Here's what goes into it. The ingredients are super inexpensive and easy to come by. You've got your base meats, your salts, and your binder. If you stick to the recipe on the meat, the salts, and the binder, you can get creative with your garnish, your spice mix, and whatever you want to wrap around your pâté. So we're gonna start with spices. The one we're doing today is nice and bright, perfect for summer, but you can use any spice you like. Once you have your nice ground spices, you're gonna get your salts and your cures ready. And when I say salts, I mean salt for seasoning and sodium nitrite, the pink salt. That's gonna make sure the pâté stays nice and pink and lasts in your fridge a long time. Then we've got our meats. We've got pork shoulder, which is real classic, real traditional. You probably won't see a lot of pâtés without pork shoulder. We've got pork liver. That's gonna give it a nice mineral flavor. And we've got bacon. Bacon's gonna add a little bit of smoke, but mostly it's there for flavor and fat. We're gonna cube our meats. So I'm gonna cut nice little chunks. We're gonna toss those meats with the spices and the salt, then we're gonna put them in the freezer. We're gonna do that so it gets nice and firm, that way it grinds better. Once we've got that in the freezer, we're gonna go back to the rest of the pâté. We've got a panade. All that means for us is a binder. And you've probably used a panade before when you've made meatloaf or meatballs. And what that does is it makes the pâté nice and tender. So the more panade you add, the more tender your pâté will be. We're going to take some eggs, milk, and bread, blend it up together. But the first thing you're gonna do is take the crust off of your bread. You can do any bread. You can even do crackers, breadcrumbs. All right, milk, 2 eggs. Whoop. I'll give it a little mix. The next thing we're gonna do is prep our mold. So we've got a classic tureen mold like this. This is a nice cast iron one. You can get these all over. We're gonna first line it with plastic. We line the mold with plastic. That way when the tureen's cooked, it just slides right out. You see how it sticks like crazy? So what we're gonna do, get a little ice water, get it nice and wet. Same little wet rag here. Start to work the plastic into the mold. You don't have to worry about these wrinkles. They'll barely show up later. Then we're gonna line it with bacon. So nice little sheets. Ask your deli guy to slice that bacon thin. Just make sure you get it into those corners. Lining it with bacon's totally optional, just makes it gorgeous. So remember, our meat's in the freezer. From here, we're gonna grind it. So first thing apart, grinder, auger goes in. Whoop. Little blade, little die. Down. Woo! All right, we're in business. Woo! All right, we've got our ground and seasoned meat here. We're gonna add our panade, dried cherries, thyme. This is the garnish. You can add whatever you want. We're gonna add some wine for flavor. So we're gonna fill it up to like here, and then we fold all the bacon over it. This is the last step. Then the plastic wrap, then it goes in Joule. So we've got everything in our tureen mold and the pâté's ready to cook. Traditionally, you would cook it in what's called a bain. Big pot of water, the mold goes in, you crank the oven up, and your objective is to not burn or overcook the pâté and get it just to the right temperature, but it's really tricky in an oven. Today, what we're gonna do, instead of cooking it traditionally, we're gonna cook it with Joule. And what Joule is gonna allow us to do is get that beautiful, creamy pâté texture we want without stressing. I'm gonna put a couple chopsticks down. That's gonna help the pate stay above the bottom, that way water can get underneath. I'm gonna put Joule in hot water. Whatever's hottest out of your tap. I'm gonna use manual mode to set Joule to 167 degrees Fahrenheit. After the pate is cooked, I'm gonna take it out, chill it in the fridge overnight. If you want a little extra upgrade, we're gonna press it. Pressing the terrine or the pate will make sure that you have a very dense texture. Who wants some pate? Who wants some pate? Guys, if you like making pate, you're definitely going to want to make some other awesome picnic stuff like chicken liver mousse, pickled mustard seeds, wine gums, macaroons, all the French goodies. Go find the recipes at chefsteps.com and order a Joule while you're there. Crazy amount of birds, huh? Because it's summertime and it's French picnic. It's summertime and we've got birds. I love the bird sounds.